Marijuana is a hot topic here in America. It's been legalized in California, Colorado, and Washington, D.C. We are here today in SUNY Westbury interviewing students and faculty, asking what they think about the legalization here in New York.
I think marijuana should most definitely be legalized.
Can you tell us why?
I feel like one is going to be a very good way for people to make money legally, as well as it's a medicinal drug, and it's a lot safer than a lot of things that aren't considered drugs, like alcohol, which is a drug, but it's legal.
I think it should be legalized. We need the revenue. Lord knows it would provide a lot of revenue to a lot of states that need it. It should be the same age as drinking. I think drinking is worse than smoking marijuana. I don't believe it's a gateway drug. It's certainly scheduled incorrectly. And as they say in the trade, it's 420 somewhere.
I think it should be legalized because a lot of people already use it, and why go behind the government's back and just use it, might as well. There's a lot of states that already use it and legalize it as it is.
I'm kind of for it in a sense because everyone's doing it, so it's it should be legalized. But personally, I do not smoke weed. I had a bad experience with it. It gave me a really bad panic attack, anxiety attack. So I'm not for it for myself, but I feel like for everybody else it should be legalized.
For New York wise, I think it'll be a good thing because there's so many arrests for little marijuana cases, and people are actually getting records for this type of marijuana case. And when they don't have enough marijuana, like if there was a trafficker or anything like that. So I think it's a good thing. New York is gonna make it legal for the state for many people and make things a lot easier.
Do you think crime will decrease if marijuana is legal?
I don't think crime necessarily will decrease. I just think crime regarding marijuana will decrease because at the end of the day, there are crimes that occur every day that aren't associated with drugs.
Well, it certainly would change sentencing guidelines. It would empty a lot of the cells. As we know, people of color are more there are more apprehensions among people of color when it comes to marijuana, which I think is a victimless crime.
I don't think that crime will go down because crime has always been a thing and always been a factor regardless, but I feel that the incarceration rate would go down definitely, and especially for the black community because we definitely get incarcerated for small amounts of marijuana or whatever they changed it to. We still get incarcerated because of it. So I feel like people's records would be a lot cleaner, and they would be less inclined to do bootleg activities such as sell marijuana on a corner or whatever the case may be. But as far as crime as a whole, it definitely won't go down because people do crime every day, even in the littlest form. But I definitely feel like the incarceration rate or people's records would be a lot cleaner.
I think crime might actually stay the same because more people will probably have access to it, and then the people that's lesser likely to have access to it still try to find a way to get it somehow. So I think that'll probably stay the same.
Most students believe that marijuana should be legalized, while others are completely against the idea of legalization here in New York.
And what is your stance on the legalization of marijuana?
I'm kind of against it.
Why are you against it?
So the major part is that I don't like the smell of the marijuana, and to be honest, it smells like the poop of Canada goose. And second is it's really bad for your health, and it may cause brain damage and other diseases for yourself.
I believe that it should not be easily accessible because it can be used in the wrong way or abused, overuse. I'm always afraid of the overuse, especially at a young age. I feel like kids can have social pressure and basically, just use it all the time. However, I believe that it should be legal for medical reasons.
Blanca Schneider is a well-respected advocate against marijuana. We got a chance to sit down with her and ask her a few questions.
Yes, hi, my name is Blanca Schneider. I am a drug and alcohol educator, and I had been here for 30 years here at SUNY College at Old Westbury. and my main role is to see students on individual basis, as well as get the students who have sanctions to participate in groups, so they will get educated about the harmful effects of alcohol and marijuana. Alcohol is legal, but alcohol kills people. Marijuana can be legal, but marijuana can really have harmful effects on their brain, and a lot of students are suffering from anxiety, and that they mix sometimes marijuana with alcohol and with other drugs such as Adderall. So when they have this mixture, is really detrimental. So I feel that I don't agree with marijuana getting legalized, because sometimes people, marijuana is not the way that used to be. Marijuana used to be very organic. They was just the plant, and they will let it dry, roll it, and all. But now the marijuana has so many components that are so harmful for the brain of young people, especially young people. Students become very anxious, and then they don't know, they sometimes they don't like themselves just by themselves. I have students that they go, Blanca, if I don't smoke a joint, when I open my eyes, I know I'm going to have a really bad day. So depending on a drug is not good for nobody, because we need to learn to deal with our problems. And we teach the students how to breathe. We teach the students how to meditate. We have the counseling center downstairs that they have wonderful classes for the students of learning how to meditate. I have a class of drums that is called Drums Not Drugs, so the students will learn how to get high naturally instead of harming their brains with chemicals. So there are many ways that you can learn to relax, but the main thing is for you to learn to be comfortable with who you are.
As you can see, marijuana is a controversial topic here in the campus of SUNY Westbury. Some students and faculty agreed to legalize marijuana here in New York, while others didn't. Thank you for your time, and thank you for joining us. Until next time.